Hey, welcome back to Sweet Bailey YouTube. So I have had a bit of a predicament with my truck over here, and the main issue is that it has electric windows, electric door locks, electric way too much stuff. So this video is about how to remove the door panel without breaking all the clips, how to replace this switch right here, because I have already replaced it and I'm actually recording this section of the video after the entire rest of the video. So yes, this is the beginning of the video and there's a new part in there already, but I forgot a couple important details to put in the beginning of the video, which is why I'm recording it this way now. Also, the tools to do this job: you need 2 functional hands and a medium large Phillips screwdriver and a small flat screwdriver, and maybe a rag to wipe some stuff down, kind of clean it up, etc., etc. So in this video I will show you how to remove the door panel without damaging it or the clips that hold it on, because not 100% obviously, but probably between 70 to 90 something percent of door panels are held on with almost the exact same type of clips, which just literally pop off, because you can literally just stick your fingers in there and pull on it like that. You hear that noise, and I have just unclipped that clip, which is about right there where my finger is, and then I just reinstalled it. So it's that easy. So hope you enjoy the video. And also, what I was saying, sorry, is this video will also show you how to service your speakers, how to replace your speakers, because once you have the door panel off, then you can access your speakers and fix the wiring, replace them, or whatever you have to do with that. If you need to change this bulb right here, this video will help you with that. If you need to put in new glass, this video will help you with that. If you need to fix the linkage to the door locks, this video will also help you with that. So this is mainly how to take off the door panel, but it's also mainly about how to replace this switch. So enjoy. So welcome back, thanks again for joining us, and today we'll be working on this. So I've looked up on YouTube a few times to learn some stuff about this right there. So removing the door panels on a 97 Ford Explorer, but this video will also help you for various vehicles, because a lot of them are similar in a lot of ways and slightly different in other ways. That right there is partially part of the reason why I'm doing this. Anyways, here's a couple sneak peeks. So this is what we're going to be installing today, and we're going to show you the full removal and installation and putting back together of this, which is right there. So that would be the power window switch for 97 Ford Explorer. It also works on a Ford Taurus and other various vehicles that are identical parts. Sneak peek, that's for another video. So anyways, I've looked on YouTube for a couple videos explaining how to remove the door panel, but the other people on YouTube that have made videos similar to this one I'm making right now have left out a lot of information. So, first thing, you want to unscrew this device right here. This is for your locking mechanism. Put that down here with these two screws, which go right there. And you can see that I've already partially taken this apart because I actually had this almost completely apart. So this part you kind of just, let me get my little screwdriver here. So you need to take this piece out here. So you just kind of pry this out like that. It'll kind of pop out. And then you have to pull the latch open to pop it out the rest of the way. Get that completely out of there. It's a little bit tricky one-handed. Throw the stuff over there. And now you look like this. We got a good gap there. And the part that most people struggle with on these is how to remove the door panel without damaging it. So, almost every door panel on the face of the universe, and disclaimer, I am not saying that every door panel on the face of the universe is the same, but I'm saying that a lot of them are very similar. And you see how I just kind of stick my fingers in there and give it a nice little pull and get the whole thing very flappy like that. Luckily for me, most of my the door panel clips, most of them are already broken, so that makes it easier for disassembly. So once you have a good flap going there, all your clips are unconnected, the next part is you have to get this top piece out of that ridge right there. So I'm gonna try to film this, but it might not be a great angle. Maybe it will, I don't know. So you got to grab the whole door panel. There's a piece of cloth that separates the wiring from the panel from the metal door, and you want to kind of pull it up kind of a little bit assertively, but not too much, and it should pop out of that ridge there. So now that I have gotten it out of that ridge right there, as you see, then I can lift the whole thing up. It's kind of stuck on that lock piece right there. So then you can pull it off of the door. Then you need to be careful with the wiring because you don't want to break any of it. So down here you have the little light for the corner of the door panel. You can give that a little quarter turn, it'll come out. Mine is burnt out, so it doesn't really matter too much if I break it. And then right here, you see that piece. You have to use a small screwdriver to get them ears pulled up a little bit so you can unplug this piece right here. So let me pause you and then I will disconnect that. So then I have disconnected that, and like I said before, you take those two screws out of right there, so then you can pull the whole panel off like we did. And once you have done all of the steps I have previously mentioned, you can literally take this whole piece right here and it'll slide into towards the door like that, and it will stay on the door kind of like that, and then the entire panel is loose from the vehicle. You can set that aside somewhere, like by my nice tire, and then you have this to work with. So anyways, now that is a awkward time to mention this part of the project, but anyways, the reason I'm doing all of this is because electrical locks and windows suck. Yeah, sorry, pardon my language, but it's a fact. Most people like manual locks, manual windows, manual four-wheel drive, manual transmission, because there's no electrical to go wrong, there's no wiring to break or to fix. It's all mechanical, it's all metal, and it will break a lot less often. So, about 2 weeks ago, my truck, the window is completely rolled down, as you see. It has been like that for about, I think 3 or 4 days now. But if you look in the back here, let me get my thing straight. I open the thing and then I make it straight, so then when I close it, it's latched. So this is my old temporary window because we had some rainstorms and I didn't want the seat to get all wet and stuff like that, because the window would not roll up because we had some issues with the electrical. So at first, when I started having problems with it, I would just take my hand and kind of hit the door panel lightly in that general area, and then the window would roll up. There's no key in it or nothing, so it's not going to do anything right now, but you can take my word for it. But the window would roll down, but it would not roll up. I knew it was not a fuse or a relay because all of the other windows, locks, and everything worked fine. So that makes it impossible to be a fuse or a relay. So then I started thinking that this one switch right here, just the half that goes up, is going bad or faulty, what have you. So then after hitting the door panel for about 2 weeks and it working most of the time, then it stopped working completely and my window was stuck completely down in a rainstorm, which is not cool. So then I went on Amazon. I found this part for $20 on Amazon. Sorry, that's upside down. So I got a whole new thing because the switch is bad. So now I just need to take out, I believe, 1, 2, 3 Phillips screws. This whole big old wiring connector deal will unscrew from the back of the switches and I can install the new one. And also previously, right here, if you take this little cap off right here, I don't know if I can do it with my fingers, but if you take like a screwdriver and then you get this little cap up right there like that and then lose it on the ground, then you'll see right here there is a 10mm bolt, which this is the wiring for everything in this door. So if you loosen that bolt, you'll notice the gap right here between these two pieces of plastic will get bigger, and eventually you can pull this plug-in out, which is just gigantic round plug-in with all these pins in it. I had pulled this boot down, checked all the wiring looked fine, all those connectors and everything looked fine, so I figured it wasn't that. All this other wiring looked fine, so that's how I determined it was the switch. So I'm gonna pause you. I'm gonna take those 3 screws out and I'll do the exact opposite of dismantling to assemble that into this. So hold on your horses and we'll be right back. Alright, so I got the 3 screws out. It literally only took me 10 seconds or less. And right here, if you can see that, this white part right there, there is one of those little deals that you have to pry to make it unlatch from there. So I'm going to do that with my screwdriver real quick. Okay, so I pried on it a little bit and then this has happened. And I did look for this switch also online, and I could literally not find it anywhere. And then here's my broken one, and it should, if I believe correctly, just slide right out of this piece, but it has a bunch of straight prongs on it. So let me pause you, and I'm going to pull that straight off. You got to pull it straight off because it has all of those prongs that are straight on it, so you have to evenly pull it off. Alright, so we have got the broken switch off, and now we can start putting it back together. So we got all of this stuff, and I'm literally just going to do the opposite of everything that I have previously done in the video to reassemble all of this stuff. You only have 5 screws, the lock thingy, the little plastic deal for the door latch or handle, and just a couple wire plug-ins. Very simple. And all of this does not, you can't really unplug that except for that big plastic piece, like the way that is. So I'm gonna do that, and then when I'm all done, got it all back together, I will get back with you guys and we'll start it up and test it out, and hopefully it works out. So I've literally only plugged in the new switch into the big old wiring plastic thingy there, and if I turn my key on to the accessory position, get some power going to everything, I should technically be able to roll up the window now. Look at that. So a lot of times on projects like this, you want to test the product and make sure it works before you put everything back together, because it would have been another five minutes or so to reassemble the whole thing and then find out that it doesn't work, if that was the case. So we're going to turn off that annoying dinger, and job complete. All I have to do is reassemble everything, which would be no issue. You know, this is an old truck, so like that piece right here is broken, but it still holds fine, and I've actually don't have that piece on the other side, but it's not a big deal. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you like videos about Ford 302 V8s that will possibly be swapped into a Ford Ranger soon. Some DIY truck stuff, DIY landscaping, random projects, etc., etc. And also landscaping, but there's not much landscaping to be done here, which I would love to do, but nope. So also some gaming, etc., etc. And just a disclaimer, I'm a regular person, regular guy. I don't have a lot of money, so I mainly make these videos to help other people learn how to do these things that I do in a budget-friendly manner, and how to not damage their stuff, how to get a project done in a good way. Not saying the best way, not saying the most advanced way, whatever, but in a budget-friendly, simple, easy, affordable way that literally excuse me, literally anybody can do. One of my next projects is replacing this switch right here. So I have a little bit of a it kind of annoys me, honestly, quite a bit, because before I bought this truck, it had some problems, because yes, it's 20-something years old, and this part of the switch, which is the windshield sprayers, had went out. And the person that had owned this vehicle before me, they had Yeah, get it, buddy. They had put this button in for the windshield wiper sprayers instead of replacing the entire blinker assembly switch, which controls the headlights, the blinkers, the windshield wipers, the windshield wiper sprayers, and even the hazard lights. And literally this entire part is only $35. Please consider hitting the like button. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and feel free to leave a comment down below if you'd like, and ask any questions or leave any comments down below that I will respond to accordingly myself, as I do every single comment on any of my videos. And yeah, so thank you for your support, thank you for your kindness, and keep being awesome. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Later. Peace.